I was looking for opportunities to do projects involving communities, and a year and a half ago, and I contacted Flux Projects of Atlanta, and they're an organization that's dedicated to provide art opportunities in communities rather than having a building. They go out into the community to find locations for having installations, musical productions, performance works. So they bring it out to the community, and my projects that I've been doing recently, usually titled Rise Up, the name of the city, uh, are geared towards me going out into the community and borrowing ladders from as many parts of the community, as many people as would be interested in participating in this metaphor. Uh, and they like the fit of that project and their organization. They approached the city of Atlanta, the Parks Department, Cultural Affairs people, and the decision was to try to do it in Freedom Park. And Freedom Park has been traditionally, and they want it to continue to be a park where art events can take place. So they granted the commission, and the city granted the spot here for us to create it. The location was picked partly because of a very busy intersection of Moreland and Freedom Parkway. We thought that a lot of people pass by this area, and so a lot of people would see it. And then as we got closer to the state, we started to spread the word through as many ways as we can think of. And the primary one we used at first was all the neighborhood associations got information that we were going to do this project, and that we were inviting every neighborhood association to participate and help us find ladders from their neighborhoods. And we wanted that search for ladders to include both families, but also businesses, organizations, anything that was part of the identity of that neighborhood. We thought it would be great if we could borrow a ladder from them to represent them in Rise Up Atlanta. And then in the sculpture itself, those tags are kind of that reminder that these all came from individual people and parts of the community. So they become part of the exhibition, really. When the wind blows, they kind of move in the wind, and it kind of catches your eye. And as you move around, you see all these kind of different parts of the community in there. The process of collecting them also expands to me being here for a week period, going randomly to places like I stopped in at a library, and the Ponce de Leon Library lent me one of their wheeled step stools as the ladder from the library. So we had that part of the community represented. And then having gathered enough ladders to get started, we started building this week Monday at noon, and built every day Monday through Thursday from noon until 8 o'clock. It was both time for adding more ladders, but also going out and picking up any ladders that came in that people wanted to include. So within, I'm sure that within the last week, from last Thursday to this Thursday, well over half of the ladders were added to the sculpture as were built. And as we were located on this site, more and more people saw it, and then found out about it and brought their ladders in. And the system for tying them together is this heavy-duty cable ties that are rated at 250 pounds each. And every time the ladder crosses another one or touches them, and I try to make them do that as often as possible, I connect them with those cable ties, one or more of them, connecting each ladder at those points. And so that's the structural thing, but it's also the content or the meaning of the sculpture, I think. So if you imagine each ladder representing kind of the hopes and dreams of that person or family or that part of the community, then those cable ties are kind of like the thing that holds community together. And so the ladders are maybe hopes and dreams, aspirations, and the cable ties are the connecting points, like compassion or understanding or empathy, those kinds of qualities that allow us to connect ourselves to others in the community, and that's what makes it strong and makes it work. So here we have just an ordinary traditional wooden step ladder, and I got a call that a person wanted to have a ladder to lend for Rise Up Atlanta, and she explained to me when we were getting it registered and signed up, and I was asking, so in whose name do we want it to be known as being lent by? It's for the tag that would go on it. And she then explained to me that she got this ladder from a friend, and that friend died of AIDS, and she wanted to commemorate that friend and remember the friend. So at Christmas time, she painted it up in this bright green color, and she turned it into her Christmas tree. She hung her Christmas tree ornaments on it. And then when she heard about this project, she decided that she wanted to have it part of the sculpture and lend it in her friend's name. Often the collecting of the ladders involves stories like that, and they vary from just all over the place. This was Grandpa's ladder. This was the ladder that we first bought when we were married and we started fixing up our house, and all the paint that we used is splattered all over it, and they point that out to me. And some people use the occasion to make a ladder that kind of promotes something that they're, some cause that they're interested in. There's a ladder in the sculpture that is from an organization that's called Sowing Seeds, and they're involved with a village in Nicaragua where they've trained villagers there to do certain textile and weaving projects that then this group sells up here in Atlanta to raise funds to send back to that village. And she brought her ladder in, and she had it decorated up with some of those textile examples on it, and some of the words associated with her organization, its name and description. So they go above and beyond just the call for ladders, but they see a way that their ladder can represent something about what they're about. And often it's something that thematically sort of ties in with the sculpture because they're drawn to participate in it because they see that kind of community togetherness, awareness that is being expressed by the sculpture itself. So I was here on the last evening adding ladders to the sculpture, and this young woman walked up with this ladder made out of sticks and tied together with yarn, and she said, I've got a ladder to lend. And actually she said she would just donate it because she didn't want it back. She just wanted it to be in the sculpture. And she thought that to her it kind of represented nature in all of this mechanics of human-made ladders, or ladders made out of human manipulated materials. She wanted one that looked more like nature, and so she brought this to add to the sculpture. In the process of building it and talking to people when they come to see what's going on, we have sometimes people will drive by and then pull over where they can park and walk over just to see what are they doing here. And this wonderful woman stopped by and she walked over here and she said, "What's this all about? What are you doing?" And for a moment I was going to explain it to her, and then I switched and I said, "Well, what is it? Why did you stop?" And she said, "I don't know. I saw this thing going by, and I got this warm feeling inside." I said, "That's good enough. That explains it for me." And then we went on to talk about it, and so I was rewarded with that thought that it has the potential to speak to people on purely visual terms. It's kind of a delight for the eye, and then I think in understanding what it's made of, it becomes more of an understanding on a deeper level.